When travelling the Hebrides in particular, I was struck by the amount of beautiful flat land with gorgeous wildflowers. It's called Machair, and today we're going to discuss it. Machair is used to refer to flat, grassy and very fertile land. Machair is associated with dunes. It usually grows behind dunes. It's prolific on the west-north coast of Scotland, and especially the Western Isles and the west coast of Ireland. It's not found anywhere else on the planet. Machair relies on farming and wildlife. Unfortunately, low-intensity farming is not sustainable financially. Because of these economic challenges, places like the Uists, who would have consciously cultivated Machair, are really under strain at the moment. Man too has a negative impact on the Machair. Wild camping on the delicate habitat and the erosion from cars and camper vans and lorries constantly on the Machair is really going to put this habitat under permanent threat. Machair forms when the lime-rich soil is washed and eroded over hundreds of years, thousands of years by wind and sea. A feature is that it drifts in quite far, and that there are particles of shells, which obviously means that the soil is generally quite well drained. Because of the lime, it's naturally alkaline, so that cancels out the general acidity of the peat soil. It is fair to say that this landscape has been engineered over millennia. Common flowers such as red clover, bird's foot trefoil, yarrow, bluebells, and various others grow. There are much more rare plants, however, that rely on the delicate ecosystem of the Machair to survive, such as the lesser butterfly orchid, the Hebrides spotted orchid, and only on 𝕊 and bara Irish ladies' tresses. Wetter Machair transitions into moorland when sand goes over the actual peat bogs. You will often find marigolds, field pansies and poppies growing in this part of the Machair. It's said that the best flowering parts of Machair are those that have been naturally fertilised by seaweed. In places like the Uists, where there is still a certain amount of cultivation involved, it's also reliant on what depth the plough goes. The nectar of the flowers obviously encourages invertebrates. The most notable, the life-giving on earth, are the bees. The red-shanked carder bee and the greater yellow bumblebee can be found on Machair. Obviously, with the abundance of life here, it's going to attract larger prey as such, and this is where the birds come in. In the summer, the Machair is teeming with redshank, snipe, dunlin, lapwing, oyster catchers and ringed plover put in an appearance as well. Possibly the most bizarre sound you will hear day and night on the Hebrides is the noise of the corn crake. Quite a noise it is too, and when you're lying in a perfectly silent van or tent and you hear that noise, you do want to go and identify it. If you are really lucky, you might spot a corn bunting. What you won't miss are the numbers of wading birds. Last count, 16,000 breeding pairs. That's a cacophony when they all start shouting at the same time. This living landscape is extremely vulnerable to climate change. We must be aware and preserve it for generations of flora, fauna and humans to come. If you enjoy Scottish history and absolutely stunning Scottish views, please subscribe, hit the bell icon and you won't miss me when I'm out on another adventure. Feel free also to join me on Facebook and Instagram with the same name, Exploring Scotland's History. Thanks for watching.